as women, we can do what men are doing. We as women, we can push, we can even lead. And yes, we are leading because we are strong women. We are leading because we are mothers. We are leading because when we stand up and talk, they hear us.
I'm Pule Mulebati, and this is Stories Untold, the home of good news. Today we are out in Heidelberg. I am at a construction site, quite exciting. I'm here to meet really incredible individuals who have cemented themselves in this particular industry, which we all know that it was previously male dominated. Yes, you guessed it right. I am going to meet women who have taken up space in the construction space. And of course, later on the show, we're going to meet an individual who is running a company that is producing, or rather making, tombstone. I know, right? Something that you'd never think about. But yes, women are surely getting into that particular space as well. Let's begin the show.
Wathint umfazi, Wathint imbokodo. These words were chanted by more than 20,000 women on the 9th of August in 1956 as they marched towards the Union buildings in Pretoria, refusing to give in to further oppression by the apartheid regime. History illustrates that women across the world have had to fight for inclusion in society since the early 1900s. Women were previously limited to being wives, mothers, homemakers, and nurturers. Women took up the roles of being domestic workers and other low-paying jobs, while the men went to work in the mines. The Stories Untold team asked the women what Women's Day means to them and whether they think it was a success or not.
Women's Day means that it's a good thing that we actually recognize as women in South Africa or around the world globally, because it actually gave us an opportunity to actually do whatever that you want to do. We're not scared to taking chances or actually giving ourselves that risk of saying, I want to do this.
Abo mama, they've shown ukuthi they can be in the construction industry, and then they can do everything that Abo Baba abayenza. They can forcefully go into the sectors that Abo Baba bayenza.
What I like about Women's Day, they recognize us. They make sure that even if we are in a male-dominant industry, they know we have Laisani, we have someone who's doing electrical, we have someone who's doing carpentry in a male-dominant industry. That's what I like about women in construction, and then that's what I like about Women's Month.
Nowadays, awukho umsebenzi wabobaba bodwa.
Ilangelinye elibalulekile elisenza singabomama sizazi ukuthi singabobani, elisenza ukuthi nanoma ngabe siyacindezelwa ku construction but egcineni masibambene singabomama. Basically, Women's Day is about women being united. When we are united, ayikho into ezongena kithi.
We followed the journey of Nomu Sambata, the founder and owner of Joey Trading CC, an award-winning female-owned construction company, and Hlaisani Son, who's popularly known as Mani Bildara across all her social media platforms.
I started my journey at bricklaying in 2018. That's why into kumaneri Mani Bildara la kungabetraminara a brand name. It was 2018. There is a project that came in our village for bricklaying, and then the other funny thing is that I was not qualified to be in that Winan project, but as the community and the church members decided to say, oh, that we have this young lady, she's not doing anything and she's a breadwinner, can you please try by all means to take her? So then I see the opportunity when they take me, and then I said, let me get in and then appreciate by doing everything that they want me to do. You know, in theory, when you don't know maths that much, you won't be good. But when we go to the outside site, doing practical, it's where that I love construction. It's where that I started loving working with bricks or playing with bricks, like everything about it. Then I started posting all the things from social media, and then from social media people used to post, retweet and share my stories, and then is where I started becoming more popular, and when I started becoming the name Man Builder. Yeah, Ngarwalo I'm just playing. And then they said, no, we want you even you are playing. No, I'm just playing. You can't come and interview me. Then I said, no, we want it. And then I got there, they interviewed me, go SABC. Then I started being serious. Yeah, maybe this is my thing. Even though it was not my dream job, but now it's become the reality of me that I love construction and I'm proud to be in construction and I want other women to love construction as I'm loving it.
Ibhizinisi lami lona ngiliqale ngo-2005 but then liqala ukusebenza kahle kahle ngo-2015 and then I started supplying sawdust from one of my company la eLesedi, and then after that and then ngadiveta ngangena ku construction.
Someone called me and then said, I want to register a company for you. Then I said, a company for me? I don't know anything, I don't have money to start a company. Then she said, no, we just want to help you. And then they contacted me and then they would say, hey, we want 5 names for your company. Then I mentioned all the names. And then there's this money builder. And then the money builder construction and project, that's the name that I got it. Thereafter, I decided to go on. I don't know anything about construction business. And then I used to post everything saying, hey, I'm looking for subcontractors, hey, I'm looking for projects. And then I started getting a small project where I was building a stop nonsense. Then I got someone, I built with that someone. Then I said, oh, the money is getting inside my business account. This is the thing that I must start to be serious. Then after that, I used to apply for the jobs. And then even though if you don't have compliance, you go construction, the only thing that they want is compliance. So if the compliance is not good, they won't even hire you. So I used to go and work with people who got SAP. I used to work with them so that I can get a knowledge and know how to run a successful construction business.
I joined SAWIC in 2017. It was introduced by our local municipality, umeya wethu Honorable Lerato Maloka. She brought abomama eLesedi, kwakuyi Women's Month, I remember very well. Waletha abomama eLesedi ukuthi sizobona ukuthi abomama benzani ngaphandle, but then waletha abomama abakuSAWIC. So then kushuthi was introduced kubo. And then I stood up and said, you know what, I wanted to be part of this organization.
And started engaging myself in that program, learning, loving. But the only thing that I love even now, I love being on site. Because on site every day I learn a lot of things. And then on site I get skills. And that skills, if you have skills, no one will take away the skills that we have. That's what I want. That's what today I am proud of. I was afraid because first social media, I used to post the holding bricks. They say, hey, when I see a girl like you holding bricks, you will fall. Hey, a lot of stories, a lot of criticisms. Say, as I know myself, I just say, if I can listen to them, they won't bring food on my table. I have to work and show them that I will work. So the other thing that I was afraid of, it's working with men, the big men, those grown-up men. That was the very big problem that I have. When I'm working with them, they say, when you can do this, when I get endless, hey, I get there now, when I one in squad. Then I said, just let me try and see. Space.
Welcome back to the show. Now, we had a very good start. It was quite action-packed, but very, very inspirational. And we continue with the same trajectory. But right now, I'd like to rewind a little bit. There is an organization that's called SAWIC, the South African Women in Construction. Now, it is through initiatives or projects such as that one that you find beneficiaries such as Unomu Sambata, who also was able to receive training and exposure from this particular platform. Now, if you're watching and you're interested and you're a female who wants to see themselves in the construction space, maybe you should get reacquainted.
South African Women in Construction was formed in 1997 by the then late Minister Mama Stella Sikau. And I was fortunate because she's the one who said the women's place is no longer in the kitchen, but it's in the construction industry. And as women, we have to stand up and utilize what has been said by Umama Stella Sicao. And one of my key tasks is to keep the legacy of Mama Stella Sicao alive and also implement the vision and the mission of the SAWIC and build environment, which is one of our vision, is to enhance the role of women in the value chain of the built environment and construction. And our mission also is to make it a point that we promote and support the advancement of women in the construction through skills development and capacity building, because you have to be compliant, and if you don't comply as a woman, you won't be able to get what you need to do. And as we all know that this industry is a male-dominated industry, but as women, our duty is to penetrate that space and show the men that we have arrived as women, and we have to hold the bull by its horn as women and see to it that we implement what we are supposed to do on the emancipation of women and the involvement in the economy of our country. For you to become a member of SAWIC, you have to become compliant, as I've indicated earlier. By compliant, I mean that you have to have your own company. You register a company for you to become a member of SAWIC. But we only accept you when we are compliant, because for you to be able to implement what we are supposed to do, you have to know your story. You can't say you want to do something that you don't know. And you must also be available for the trainings, because one of our duties is to skill you to be able to be assertive and know why you are there as a woman in construction. So as SAWIC, we have the forms within our website that people can download and fill them and submit them to our secretariat for them to affiliate within our structure. We have a subscription that you pay for the whole year. If you are renewing, you're paying 1,115, and then when you are a new member, you pay 1,350 for you to affiliate for the whole year. So in that money, we try to assist you in terms of breaking the barriers of getting work and also getting to be known that you are there as a woman, and also assisting you in terms of skills development, working together with different institutions like the UJ, the Pretoria University, that we have an MOU with as a structure, so that we capacitate our women to be compliant within the spheres. If you go around and look at the homes which have been built by women, you won't see any crack in those homes, because as women we do perfect job, and there's no shabby job which is done by women. And you know that you educate a woman, you educate the nation.
Nomusa and Hlaisani take pride in empowering other young people in the construction industry, as they themselves also had a helping hand.
And I specialize in brickwork, but I also do painting, plastering, and then installing doors. So if I got an opportunity for installing doors, I have to find people who are good in installing doors. When I got a plastering job, I have to find people who are good in plastering so that they can work with me. I'm pushing every woman must be where I am. Even me, I want to be where some women are. I just want to go higher and hire more of people, because you know in South Africa there's a lot of job opportunities. So I want to create job opportunities for women and everyone, so that they can work just like me, as I've got help to be where I am today.
I was grooming a youth from my company to say, you know what, we need to leave this legacy, essentially youth. Nabo bakwazi ukuthi they must grow in this industry, and in this industry it's not only for abobaba, it's for everybody, young women that needs to participate in this construction.
I told her ukuthi mina ngiyenza glazing, and then she gave me the opportunity. Magathola umsebenzi lana, wanginike opportunity ukuthi ngikhona ukuthi ngizofaka amafestere for her.
La ngikhona mina today nge-paperwork, she's been assisting me. Mina nje i-paperwork yami uye mamnomusa uye bengithi mangithi vet kebheda ngiyafona mambatha kuthiwa I understand, so she's that woman who will give you your support.
Umama ostrictly, umama oqotho ofuna omama abaphumelele. Ngiyambonga yena kakhulu ngoba ungiphile ulwazi, angizange be umama oyohlala emakhadini. Umama ohamba nje varloso, ngiyakhona ukuphakela abantwana bami ngendlela ayiyo, uphana uthando, uyakhuthazana ene asikaze sikhale noma sisebenza kuye ukuthi mhlawumbe uyasirobha or uyasilwisa. Masiqeda umsebenzi wethu right, ajabulile ukunika yonke into yakho futhi ngendlela eright, ube umama nje oright till namanje nje bekuyilo nyaka.
We asked some of the ladies to voice out their challenges as women working in male-dominated industries.
They don't want to give us space. Because they know if they give us space, we will do better than them. That's what every time like by criticize vavanuna loko hi ri ku tirheni na vona ka mintirho leyi ya xinuna liya va lava vona ku va vona va tekeriwaka enhlokweni, kasi na hina ha swi lava ku va hi tekeriwa enhlokweni just because hi tirha ku tlula vona. Phela vona masiku lama va leswo va fika va yimayima se hina hi ku tiva ku hi vavasati hi lava ku va provela point, we work hard ku va hi va provela that point.
Yo, there's a lot, ne, but I will count few who get bullied, ne, and then esikhathini esiningi makukhona imisebenzi, it's like we are being sided. Awufumani umsebenzi as men do. Sometimes uthola ukuthi sokufumaneka ukuthi kube khona izinto that you're supposed to do as a woman in order for you to get opportunities, and izinto inappropriate, you know, like having ama relations that you know ukuthi as a woman you don't need them, but because you need this opportunity sekumele manje wenza ama friendships with certain individuals in order to get those jobs.
Welcome back to Stories Untold. As we head towards the end of our show today, we'd like to take the opportunity to introduce you to yet another great female who's doing amazing things in a male-dominated field. Now, Abongwe Memorials was founded by a young woman who's always been forthcoming about challenging patriarchy, but she does that, of course, in her professional space. Let's meet her.
The Stories Untold team took a drive to Sebokeng to discover more about Nomgidi Sophie Mashinini, the founder and owner of Abongwe Memorials, a company that specializes in the production of tombstones.
I was actually a safety officer until I liked actually working with tombstones. My dad has a funeral parlor, and then that is when I actually thought like these two things actually work hand in hand. When a person passes away, eventually they're going to need a tombstone. So that is where the love and the passion came from. That is where I decided and sat down with myself in a very short period of time, because I think it was within 3 days when I decided, you know what, I am actually doing this. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. Abongwe Memorials was founded in 2021 on the 16th of October. It's very funny how it all came together. The first thing I thought of the name, I actually named it Abongwe Memorials, which is, I named it after my son. As time went, in the 3 days when I woke up one day, I'm like, Abongwe Memorials needs to be here. And then the second day I was busy with my business prep. Then the third day I got an office, started renovating, and it was good to go. If one had to start the same business, you actually need to fall in love with it. Because that's why I'm saying the biggest problem is working with emotional people and then at the same time being very big about yourself.
Working in a male-dominated industry does not threaten Nomgidi in any way.
For me, it has always been an advantage because people would go to different tombstone companies, and when they come to ours and then they find that it's a woman, oh wow, so young. I'm like, yes. I'm like, no, this is where we want to be. So you need to know or to understand the whole concept of why does one erect a tombstone. For me, it's all about closure. So you're actually closing wounds that were still open. So it's better to love it than rather do it for money. It has a lot of finances. It's good. It's a good business, but one has to actually love what they do before anything else. It really requires a lot of equipment. It needs cutting tools. It needs all these. It actually needs a truck. It needs so many things. But because I had background on these things, I actually managed to pull it through together. It wasn't the big machinery at first. It was all these small equipments that I was using, and with over time, you actually get to grow and you get to get those big machines. The role that my parents played is the discipline. It's the discipline, the determination, and the hunger to do better, like improvement as a whole. You know, having to work with people, it's very challenging, especially emotional people, because once losing a loved one, that is the most emotional journey that one gets in. And with all honesty, it's something that I didn't know, for one. But after I lost my sister, that is where you actually see that these people that we've been helping all along, they're actually emotional like that because of the losing their loved one. The communication with them, you need to be careful. The procedures, like everything that you do with them, you actually need to be extra careful. So I think that's where my family actually played the biggest role in making me a patient person and building a very hardworking person in building a strong woman that I am today.
The women were asked to offer words of encouragement to young girls. Here's what they had to say.
To the young girls out there, here's the opportunity. It's up to them. The ball is in their court to take those opportunities and run with them and change the situation. They are the future. They have to stand up and fight for their rights and implement what they have learned at school, so that they better their life and the lives of the society at large.
Anything is possible, so they need to push very hard to go into any industry that they want to be in.
Be like me, be like Shaisan, be like Man Bildara, who get in even though they say the door is closed. She knock and then open the door and get in. That's what I can say to young girls who push, even though they say don't push. Push. I am pushing, and I'm pushing for you guys to come at my back and then help me to push until we get inside. If I can do it, you can also do it. One day it will make sense.
Always know that what a male can do, we women do better.
And I'd like to take this moment to echo our featured guests' words when they say that what men can do, they definitely can do better. Of course, we couldn't agree more. Thank you for watching us today. Until next week, goodbye.